Here we go.
Ready?
Right.
Twitter is now an Elon Musk company.
Oh, I saw that. Go ahead.
CEO, CFO, and policy chief have left the building. Elon Musk
Watch his stock plummet.
shit poster. That is absolutely not true. That would be drill. Has officially added the company to his business empire after months of legal skirmishes. His first move was to oust.
Yeah, that's the reason he actually went through with buying the company, because once the whole stunt aspect of the whole project was over and he realized, this is an absolute money pit. It's not making, any turnover whatsoever. I mean, it's barely breaking even in the
and it's a fucking headache.
The liabilities. Yeah, it's just terrible to run, and it can't stand alone on its own, which is why he originally tried to present the bot argument. And
let me see their stock. I haven't seen their stock today. Go ahead.
Are you looking up the stock, or do you want me to show it?
No, talk. It's okay. I could talk with it. I just want to tell you.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, so...
I'll put Tesla. Okay, go ahead.
He tried to present that bot argument in court, and he went through with buying Twitter because he knew, his arguments wouldn't stand up to Twitter's legal arguments.
Yeah.
This whole idea of, well, they misrepresented it was bullshit, which is why he went through with the deal. So
Agrawal, who was Twitter's last CEO, is a public company, CFO Nid Segal, and Vijaya Gade, the company's policy chief, who Musk has publicly
can't pronounce these names,
have also reportedly left the building.
Oh, he took it off the market.
We can expect him to address them on Friday. Now that his $44 billion takeover is done, it is
really.
Yeah, it's private now. He took it off because it's privately owned. Yeah. No, it's off the market. Yeah, I don't see it. It was $52 the other day. I'm still losing. I'm still down 130,000. Fucking, I fucked my life up.
Right. Oh, yeah, damn.
Yeah, he took it down because it's a private company now. Go ahead. Okay.
Yeah.
A Musk company now.
Yes.
Musk originally offered to buy Twitter in April, then changed his mind and tried to back out in May. Then he changed his mind again on October 4th, filing a letter with the Securities and Exchange Commission affirming his commitment to the original deal. Did he?
It's not. So long as he's going to look for money, nothing's going to change.
Change his mind again, or was this just him being held to the initial contract? Wasn't the issue that he had made a contractual promise, then tried to back out of it, and then they forced him to go through with it? Yeah, so he didn't change his mind. He was held to it. Why is this article saying that then? Maybe Insider will have a less biased perspective. 52.20 per share. As a result of the new deal, Twitter's lawsuit against Musk will come to an end after Twitter files for the case to be dismissed. Yeah, okay, there we go. The Delaware judge gave the two parties until October 28th to reach an agreement outside of court or face a 5-day trial in October. One expert said Musk was likely to lose. Representatives for Twitter and Musk did not immediately respond to Insider's request for comment. So, right, it's a sort of habitual incompetence on his part. That's tomorrow. That is tomorrow. They really did hold it out to the 11th hour. From The Atlantic, how Elon Musk could actually kill Twitter.
Oh, this is interesting.
Journalists have been declaring Twitter dead for nearly a decade. That is true. Observers see flagging user numbers ever feel an amorphous grim vibe shift and pounce often prematurely, but this week everyone is fretting and monitoring. At Twitter headquarters in San Francisco, Musk is doing things like wandering around the lobby carrying a porcelain sink. Yeah,
what is that?
Didn't we?
What is that?
Narcissistic.
Okay. He's holding a sink?
No, I don't get it.
Say, let it sink in.
Thank you, Musk. Why? Because you...
Elon Musk, he just bought a headache. Now he needs to. He's not going to be able to survive to satisfy everybody. So today he already erected like a moderation council. He already is doing it. He's smart. He's going to put like 10, 20 people that moderate the thing, like what Zuckerberg did in Facebook. So in other words, it's not me, it's the fucking moderation council. I have to do that as a businessman to please my shareholders. You understand what I'm saying? What he's doing?
Yeah, while simultaneously trying to convince employees that he will not, as previously reported, cut 75% of staff. So yeah, in an effort to be like the cool, I'm going to clean up all the waste and really mix things up guy, which is just like a habitual kind of brain rot in Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley guys brag about how they're going to disruptively innovate every morning shit they take.
Yeah, listen to this. Yeah, they're so narcissistic.
It's just, it's their... It's just a cancer on their brain, and there's nothing they can do about it, and there's nothing we can do about it. But anyway, another thing that Musk is really fond of is making big promises and then not following through. So he said he was going to cut 75% of staff, and now he's saying, actually, I won't do that. Obviously. One current Twitter staffer told me that the bootlicking is next level, as anxious employees come up and power users are mulling plans to bail and sharing a report that Twitter is already on life support. But Look, here's the thing. Okay,
It's a shitty company.
we have some competing problems here. First of all, Elon Musk is conservative, if not far right. I ultimately
Definitely
think that
at the very least a libertarian. I guess he's probably
From
staunch
South
conservative.
Africa, he's a fucking he's the child of apartheid. What do you call it?
Yeah, apartheid.
Apartheid. Yeah, he's the child of that.
Really
Where do you
bro-
think all that money came from?
Like
His father's money.
segregationist until I think the 90s, maybe.
Yeah.
I think.
that Elon Musk is a self-serving opportunist whose politics are only as such because he wants to appeal to people who are least likely to tax him. He's
His
expressed
father was
sort of political
fucked his
sympathy.
stepdaughter and had a baby with her. You know that, right?
Yeah, like
And
a
he's
case
been
of
raising her-
actual grooming. You know.
Yeah, he's
Keep
been
on
raising her
calling us
since
grooming.
he was 4 years old. He showed you the fucking these families fucked up. How you
It's
gonna
so
raise something?
disgusting. Like,
I mean, I could see if you adopted her
fuck your
at
daughter.
19. Yeah, but you raise her from 4 years old and you end up fucking her at the age of 76. Get the fuck out of here, man.
That sounds like a punchline to a joke. Ah, you fucked
Yeah,
your daughter. Get the
yeah.
fuck out of here, you degenerate
Disgusting.
fucking piece of fucking scumbag shit. You know, trying to sound all New Yorker.
China, because China has like much more lax labor laws. I think that is like, remember he said he's a Republican.
Yeah, he's outsourcing all that crap to China.
Anyone who
You know?
attacks him
Yeah.
in the next 24 hours is doing so because they hate him, and that was right before the story broke about him sexually harassing a worker and then offering to buy her a horse. Like, I
He
think
knew the story. He knew the
Yeah.
story would break. That's why he said, "Well, all the political attacks are going to fall on me in the coming few days." But he knew the story was going to drop, so that's why he preempted it. You know. to
Yeah, I
soften the
remember.
damage.
Yeah, I was watching that shit. He offered to buy a horse. Who buys fucking little girls a horse? You need.
She was like a horse rider.
Yeah,
she was
then
a
she-
horse
she-
enthusiast.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Then she needs a fucking barn. Give us a fucking car. Give her a Tesla, you piece of shit. I was like, go ahead.
Like, if I were her, I'd say,
at the end of the day,
I'm
I think
good.
like
Put
his
that
real
little
political
tic-tac
affiliation
away
is
under
towards
the
like
towel. Thank
filling
you,
the
thank
void
you.
inside of him with endless nihilistic greed, and that all the other political stuff like anti-woke, I hate
Don't fuck your stepchildren, people, because this is what
pronouns,
happens.
blah, blah, blah. That's just him seeing which kinds of people are most likely to dick suck him as he fucks our economy. So that's one thing, you know? However, given the fact that people like Elon Musk have a sort of naturally techno-libertarian bent, the idea that he would follow through on his promise of like total free speech and just unban everyone is not that unlikely, right? Like he might go ahead and like allow Trump, he'll almost certainly allow Trump.
Trump's probably not coming back since he's so proud of Truth Social.
Because if he comes back, he's gonna hurt Truth Social.
Yeah.
So this fucking, he has a problem now. He wants to get back his 89 million followers, or probably try to bring him back to to Truth Social. But I don't know if he could, resist the idea of having all those people and stay on Truth Social. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Mm.
Because that was supposed to be their platform. Trump, it's our own thing. We're gonna be here for you, and like he'd be stabbing them in the back if he goes back to Twitter. But then again, no, I'm not liking. It's not like Trump isn't beyond backstabbing, you know.
But like broadly, just like a bunch of the like rolling band waves that took out a bunch of like far right people or Nazis, those might get undone. You know, the platform I'm sure will get worse. However, there is something
JF and Stefan, you know.
else that's important to understand, and it's that Elon Musk is an idiot, and he has no real control over nor understanding of the systems that he exercises control over, right?
I think he's a bit naive about, when it comes to advertising.
He has people around him. He probably has a team. You understand?
Yeah.
Like he'll talk about how
because
the
Kanye
Cybertruck
doesn't have a team.
Yeah, he's losing people fast, you know.
will be able to float. It'll be able to cross rivers. And like, no, it won't. You know that the engineers for Tesla, when they saw that, were like, they're like, my main qualm is that I don't know if Elon Musk is competent or ideologically driven enough to effectively kill the platform. You know what I mean? Like he can talk a big game about like a totally free speech, oriented platform all he wants, but in reality, this
it takes real guts to do it, which is why like 4chan is the only platform that has the policy where, okay, as long as you don't post anything illegal, anything is allowed to be posted on this image board. And it's like 1 in a million,
would require.
I think if I was him, if he wants to start good, he's gonna have an amnesty. Like he's gonna release everybody and give everybody a fresh start. You know what I'm saying? What he's gonna do, and then after that, when you become a new king, or in dictatorships or that, you say, oh, okay, you free all the political prisoners, all the petty prisoners as a goodwill to start a fresh start.
I pardon you.
Right, he's probably gonna pardon everybody and tell them, okay, you're gonna have a fresh start. Let's see how it goes. And then they're gonna start taking them out little by little because they can't give it up. You see that guy today with I'll talk to when you finish. Good with Pelosi's husband. You heard about it, right?
That's Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're not talking,
we're encroaching on Nazism. They're gonna attempt to do a coup again, and this time they're gonna be further far right. You see what they're doing or what they've been doing at early Arizona drop boxes. So
those guys,
like talking a big game, fucking macho, toting guns around, bulletproof vests and masks, and fucking like get the fuck out. People are just trying to vote, trying to make their lives better. Come on, like.
Well,
we're supposed to be a civilized democracy, okay?
The hacks on Twitter, they're gonna respond with what about it? You understand? Oh, remember Kavanaugh? He almost got killed. Oh, what about Scalia when he was playing softball and he got shot? Remember? Two wrongs don't make a right. It's all wrong. You have to condemn all this shit. You don't need this. We live in a democracy. Stop fucking. Even the smart people. There's Timbo and hey Timbo. Even the smart people. They can't make money without subscription fees.
That's true.
You're absolutely right. And this guy who went and tried to kill Nancy, he was looking for Nancy Pelosi. He was there like almost fucking from 2 o'clock in the morning to 10 o'clock. He's waiting for her to come home, whatever the fuck, and he beat up her husband.
Yeah, where is Nancy?
And they went to his social media. It's all about the 2022 election. It's all about the My Pillow guy. Who the fuck is into My Pillow guy? And all that stuff. And
all the promises he's failed to deliver on. Oh, okay, we're going to present evidence that the election was done, and it's all like plugs for his shitty merchandise. You want
to hear something crazy? I think he's the only guy. He's not the grifter. He really believes what the fuck he's saying. He's the only guy who's losing money in this grift. Because he's spending all this money and he's giving people money, and the other people are making money. Linda, you're losing money. Your grift is fucking the opposite way. You're taking money out of your business instead of putting it in.
I think
he's the only guy who's not a real grifter. I think he believes the stuff he's saying. He does.
Yeah, because Alex Jones will say absolutely anything for money, and he'll tone it down when he loses a significant amount of money. But raise the bar. He chases after money because he knows there's that right-wing politics. Obviously, like if you say what people want to hear, they'll pay you, but it's significantly greater for the right because they mobilize, they're loyal, they'll always stick with you. And even throughout the cognitive dissonance and contradictions in their ideology, they're just there the limbs. So that's cesspool of ideology.
Delicate, ideologically biased, well-managed approach, which I don't know if he's capable of on his own. He can bring in other people who might do it. He can bring in like sympathetic people, more far right people into the Twitter staff to see what they can do. But can he manage the
say goodbye to that big money, big advertising money,
blowback from advertisers? Can he manage the the public pressure? Can he manage the reputational hit? He fired the guy that banned Trump. I'm not surprised by that. Again, I think that like a lot of it is. Well, first of all, he was going to fire like the top dogs anyway, so I don't know if this is necessarily targeted. But second of all, even if it was targeted, this is to be expected. It's like a very easy virtue signal. And he knows who to play to, right? He knows like who his audience is. I don't know whether or not it's going to be like the death of the platform or anything like that, but I do know one thing, and this is an absolute goddamn fact. Okay, first of all, there will still have to be moderation done against the far right disproportionately because the far right loves violent threats and child pornography. The far right loves them.
That's what I was saying.
Twitter,
because QAnon. It's like the biggest contradiction in their ideology. What is QAnon purport to be about, right?
Yeah.
Think of the children, these pedophile Democrats, and the secret cabal of they mean Jews, right? And various other Democrats related to them. Are just drinking the adrenochrome and then raping and cannibalizing children. And they organize on 8chan. Which is a darknet site flooded with the brim with child pornography. And how do you reconcile such blatant, proud contradictions? Like, you got to be on some level of Kanye,
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy. To be able to reconcile contradictions like that, like how do they do it? You know,
social media platform is legally obligated to engage.
They're the real groomers, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Bare minimum kinds of like moderation. So even like a will only listen to the law like approach towards social media moderation, that will still disfavor the right because they're insane and schizophrenic. So that's one thing. For two, since Elon Musk is primarily interested in money, obviously, he doesn't want to risk advertiser flight, and he's completely correct there. So the logistics of capitalism are still going to necessarily constrain the operation of this platform under him. And third of all, and I think this is like the biggest one, right? This is the most pointed thing. They know we know. They don't want to prove. And I think this is like the big.
So
okay.
Here's the point I want to make.
Go ahead.
If we'll continue with Vosh, and then if we can only go for an hour, we can end the stream.
Okay.
But here's why I think debate and working social issues out definitely has its place in political discourse, because we need to make better arguments to shift the Overton window to the point where the culture broadly agrees with the topic.
Yeah.
And so like socially, most people will just shame hardcore right-wingers out of their social groups, which is why I think we need to make arguments for our ideology, and making compelling arguments to pull people over is a fundamentally good thing. Like, because if we didn't, these mega corporations wouldn't, be in favor of, getting off of platforms that, catered to Nazis. So
yeah,
I think this is an example of us fighting the good fight. He wouldn't be able to sustain much without advertisers.
This is the most pointed thing. It's that no matter
back.
Yeah. No, what do you want to do?
No, just talk. You have more. I want to hear you. I want to listen to you. I love listening to you.
Oh well, I was gonna expound upon the points Vosh was making, but do you want to just?
No, go ahead. Okay,
go
ahead.
No matter how you look at this, no matter how you look at like the way this platform could potentially be operated, one fact remains the case, and it is that apps which favor the right suck. Look at
the alt text sucks,
which Candace Owens convinced Yi to buy, which was failing. Look at Gab, all of these like alternative conservative social media platforms, which are invariably just dens of neo-Nazism, are horrible to use because they're usually grifts run by right-wing opportunists who just want to make a quick buck off their audiences who keep getting banned for posting like lynched black people in the replies of civil rights organizers. And furthermore, right-wingers don't like being in the company of right-wingers. They don't understand this.
Yeah.
This is the reason why when you take a look at conservatives analyzing media,
because if your average Fox News neocon conservative, goes over to Parler and sees the most degenerate Nazi shit, even they're gonna be turned off by that, because at a certain level, even the most crazy conspiratorial, not the most conspiracy, but the Fox News types, the boomers, even they can't handle, the terrorists, the friggin' Nazi schizo,
They're deranged and they can't perceive it. Conservatives are incapable of engaging with
Brandon Martinez,
with a large portion of media and communication. Because
remember the video I did on that guy?
Yeah, he's a fucking idiot. What a fucking idiot.
That guy's got to be one of the dumbest Nazis I've ever seen.
Understanding a lot of what we sort of enjoy living with, like day to day. So imagine being on a right-wing media space. What interests, what communities could you engage with outside of right-wing politics or guns? Hunting?
Yeah, and that's another good point, and another reason as to why these really broad, encompassing social media platforms flourish, because every little group of people on the internet, every little bit, can carve their own niche out for themselves to the point where they feel at home in these places. Like, take for instance Reddit. They get a lot of advertising money, and the whole point of Reddit is for these little individual online communities to coalesce, because Reddit has, good forum technology.
Yeah.
And it works out for everyone. So you're only going to be making a fraction of the fraction of the fraction of the money you'd have made on, a really all-encompassing platform like Twitter. And especially when you go the route Gab did and you freaking ban all the leftists. Oh, so much for free speech and the free marketplace of ideas. They need to realize that, okay, free speech applies to the state not censoring you, and even then there's legal inconsistencies to that.
Right.
But private firms have free reign. I don't think it should be that way. I think some sort of competition should be incentivized. Maybe if you wanted to go a more left wing route, you could have something socialized. But you got to critique capitalism here. It's one of the major flaws.
Yeah.
Oligopolies.
There may be a couple. There are a couple, but for if you like movies, television, music,
where are you gonna go on these right wing platforms?
Sometimes anime. But if those right wing social media sites are so great, then why do all the right wing anime lolicon accounts stay on Twitter? You know why? It's because they know what we know. They don't want to be around each other either. Conservatives don't want to be around conservatives. It's a bunch of humorless boomers who don't understand social media or culture, mixed in with psych.
Yeah, they're really bad at analyzing art.
Yeah.
Because even liberals, are really creative. They get subtext. I'd say a lot of leftists get subtext of media too. Conservatives fail. No, even libertarians can do it in certain cases. But conservatives, these neocon types, they just fail at it,
Yeah.
Schizoids who are hateful and impossible to deal with on any level socially. They're losers. They're losers. They don't like being around each other. They like being around liberals in a politically neutral sense, and then epically trolling with.
Same thing we said, right? They can't get along.
That's it. Seriously,
Yeah.
It's no fun being in their bubble. Left wing Twitter is a culturally and sort of aesthetically diverse space. Insufferable, sure. But still, go on Parler, okay? Go on Gab. How's right-wing echo chambers looking to you? It's not fun. They're insane. You just get QAnon Trump circle jerking, and sometimes people will talk about guns, and that's really that's it. Unless you are exclusively interested in just talking about how bigoted you are, you're very limited there in terms of what you're able to talk about. And I think that helps us. It's just we have no examples of a right-wing oriented social media space really succeeding on its own merits. Certainly not with ad space. So I mean, we'll see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. We'll see. Bosh, regarding terms of service, I think you're dead wrong. Republicans won't prosecute if they're in charge because they support him, and Dems are too weak. Quoteth. I mean, I don't think that Elon Musk is going to start allowing child pornography to be posted by the right-wing lolicon accounts on Twitter because the Democrats are too weak to. It's a little more. The feds would go after them past the point. You wouldn't need political operatives to get involved. Are you sure? No, I'm not sure of anything. I don't know. Right-wing lolicon accounts got a right-wing lolicon. I think it'll largely be the same with a few provocative nuggets to appease Elon's shows on banning Trump. That is how I feel. I think for the most part, Twitter is going to remain mostly the same. Obviously, I don't know this for a fact. I am guessing. I do not know. I am not an expert. I am not Nostradamus, but that is my guess. The engines of capital are nothing if not consistent.
Engines of capital. Let's see what this chat says. They get upset about everything. They get along when they're complaining about somebody else. As soon as they're not there, they fight with each other. Yeah. In these right-wing echo chambers, when they're not, owning the libs or some freaking
bullshit,
crap, interpersonal things and things related to their interests, outside of politics, they don't like each other because they both know they're both. Let's take the example of two conservatives. They know they're horrible people and can't, agree on anything outside of politics. So, it's just a screwed situation. Let's continue.
Not consistently successful, but consistent. So, we'll see. Vostradamus, isn't Elon preparing to lay off a lot of people? He already backtracked off some of those claims. Chances that Elon will give up on Twitter and sell it himself soon. He would have to wait a little while for that. If he sold it immediately, he wouldn't be able to get half the price he paid for it. So it would. It'll probably have to take some time. What idiot would buy it? Maybe. Kanye couldn't afford this. Not even close. You think he'll try to flip it after improving it? Oh, Flevier, that would be really funny if he did a bunch of shit that meant nothing. If he made a bunch of alterations that led to absolutely nothing, and then it was I've improved it. Look, I fixed up the algorithm. Doohickeys. Can I have my $40 billion back? Maybe.
Yeah. So that's that.